Hello everyone, this is going to be a tutorial walkthrough on how to merge easy swim component into ALS v4 or v3 would work as well. First we're going to migrate it over. Make sure it's in the content folder. And it's going to be similar merging it into most other projects. There's a couple extra steps with ALS because the camera manager and the post-process is a little different because of that. But it should be pretty similar for most projects. Everything is handled in the component, which makes it easy to add to the character. Now that that's migrated, we could close this. We won't need that again. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into project settings. We're going to open collision. We're going to add a new object channel. It's going to be called water, and we're going to set it to overlap. Accept. And then the next most important step is to delete, to delete the easy swim skeleton. That way all the animations carry over to the ALS one, so make sure you replace references with the ALS mannequin skeleton. Okay, save selected, and fix our redirectors. Save that. Now we're going to go into the ALS character because that's what we're going to be using. So make sure you go into this one, the parent. We're going to add the swimming component. I like to rename it just swim component because it's smaller and cleaner. And then to add debug, we're going to add debugging in. You don't need to, but it's definitely helpful. So for begin play, we want to set debug to forward duration, and that'll turn it on. Or if you want to turn it off, you can do none. Forward duration will make sure it's up the entire time because it works with the delays and everything, so it'll look nice. After that, we're going to go to the tick graph. We're going to add a sequence on here for the debug tick. I'm not sure how loud that sound is going to be on the video, so I'm going to turn that down real quick. Alright. Now we're going to go to the input graph. We're going to look for the forwards movement. Pull it out. Get the swim component. This is the most important part. This, you want to call movement? This is what sets everything up, so everything is handled off of this movement node. Turns on all the events, all the controls. Well, actually, that's the overlapping event, so that's actually the most important. But so the next thing I'm gonna do is bring the water blueprint in. So you'll see it's detecting that we're in the water, and oh, that was interesting. But we're not swimming. That's because we need to set it up on the animation graph. So we're going to go to the animation blueprint, and then we're also going to go and grab the easy swim animation blueprint. First we're going to copy these right here. Actually, we don't need direction because that's already in ALS. So we're just going to grab the swim variables and go to this event graph, and we're going to look for this event, event blueprint update animation. So you can just type that in. Drag that out and add a sequence. Paste that right there. I think ALS has direction. No, maybe it doesn't. Alright, I'll grab this direction. So I want to grab both of these. Copy that. Then in here you want to create the variables for both of these. After you've done that, I'm going to go back to the easy swim anim blueprint, go to the animation graph, copy the whole thing, and go back to the ALS animation graph, and I like to put it down here. So this default state machine, you don't need that since we're going to be using the ALS one. So right here, make a cache, then to a, we'll name it ALS final pose. Then we'll call it here. And we're going to connect the output pose to this. And we're going to set this as, I don't think it matters on ALS, but we'll make a base layer. I think I have it set as default on the project, ALS project. And I think that's it here. I don't know how to set it up with layering, so because I'm not too familiar with the layering and I haven't really used ALS for that much. So that's something you guys will have to figure out on your own. But this works for what it needs to do. I think that's all here. So now we should be able to swim. That easy. But we need to set up post-process. And there's a couple other things I'll go over adding the other controls last, because it's not everyone will want those, so I'll make sure that at the end of the video. You might not need post-process too if you're gonna swap this water out for a different one. If you do switch the water out real quick, I'll go over that. If you want to switch your water out, these are the only events you need. So if you get another water blueprint, you just go to the volume, you set the collision, you want it to be water under the object type water. That's the most important part. And then you just add an overlap event and an end overlap event, and connect these. So this one sends the post process over from the settings of the water. But with ALS, since it uses a camera manager, I'm not sure how to link this, so we don't really need that in this one. So we're just going to delete that. So go over to the ALS camera system blueprint. I like to create a new event graph for this, just to keep it cleaner. So first thing we're going to do is create a custom event. We're going to name this one underwater. We're going to create another one called not underwater. Oops, what am I doing? We're going to create a branch for both of them to make sure it's not infinitely adding post-process over and over. Does the post-process exist? Check. For the not underwater, we're going to have an is valid check. And then for this one, we're going to do, if it doesn't exist, then add post process component. And then here you can set up post process to look however you want. I haven't really messed too much with post process, so I'm just gonna do some random stuff just so we know if it's working or not. Alright, that should do something. Connect this so it'll check if the post process is there. And then after this one we'll do another is valid check. Then if it is, set does exist to true. That way it won't keep playing this over and over each loop. Then copy that, paste down here. And then for this one, we're going to do destroy component. So once they get out of the water, it'll get rid of that post process. And now from there we're going to go to the swim component. Go to main event graph. And we're going to want to do, let's do sequence. Want to cast to the ALS camera manager. So it's called player camera manager. Oh, nope. ALS, just kidding. ALS player camera manager. The camera manager thing. Get player camera manager. There we go. Move that to a variable. We'll do ALS camera. Right, and then since we have this, we can delete this over here. We don't need all this camera stuff. And then we also want to cast the ALS character. Move that to a variable. Name it ALS character. And then from there we're going to go into the post process. We don't need these anymore. instead we're going to grab the ALS camera and grab those events that we made. So if the feet are in the water, then it's able to use, wait, yeah, if the camera's in the water and the feet are in the water, then it'll use the post-process. Otherwise, it'll destroy it. We don't need this. But yeah, we want to grab the camera root here. So get root component off the ALS camera and plug that in right there. Let's see how that works. Not sure if, let me make sure I have enough. What am I forgetting? Hold on a second. Alright, so go back to the camera manager, and I think we don't need that valid check. That's the reason it's not working. Oh, maybe not. Wait, yeah. So there's the flare. Let me set the post process up better, just to make sure. There we go. So yeah, it's all set up. You might get some errors. Let me see. So we're getting errors here. So right here we want to do an invalid check to prevent those errors. Can't start the game while this is screwed up. Alright, so go into the go to the event graph, water events, reset variables. This we want to keep there. This, I think this is the post process. No. Right. So no, we just don't want this. So we're gonna delete that. Grab the ALS camera. Did not in water. Underwater. That's what I named it. And then we don't need these post-process settings anymore. We're not using them since we're using the camera manager. So now we're gonna add in the other optional controls now that we have the base stuff down. So go into the input graph. We're going to add the jump trace here. So it's going to be called over water trace. Connect that to after your jump. And then you might only want jumping to run when you're not underwater. So I like to make it a macro. And swimming, grab the swim component. You can get the swim state. Check if it's equal to default. Default is when you're not swimming or walking through water. So it's not, if it's not, oops. It's not either of those, it's going to be return true, which means we are swimming. So go back to the input graph, our branch. Swimming is false, then we can proceed. So we'll test that out real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot to address the turning. So did you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes when you jump in, you won't turn like this. The turning is a little weird. So when we're in the water, we have to change the view mode, or the movement mode. For that, go into the components, go to trace events, then we want to go to, actually we want to go to the swim function. Over here, we want to grab the ALS character, then BPI set rotation mode, and you want to set it to looking direction. That way when the character is swimming, it's always going to be turning the way you're looking. And now we want to go back to trace events. Then we want to reset that view mode. So we're going to get the ALS character, switch on. Oh yeah, we have to get the view mode. Because we want to switch the view mode if, depending on if it was in first or third person already. And you could store the view mode as a variable before they enter the water, so they could keep the same view mode if you want to. But I'm not going to go that into depth with this. So then, oops. You want to connect that to third person. Also, you're going to want to go into the ALS animation blueprint, go over to the update graph, and then off of this in air, set the movement state to grounded if they're swimming. That's how I handled that. Alright, back to moving the control, adding controls. So let's go into the easy swim character. And a lot of these we can just copy and paste. Whoops, that's not the right thing. So for the swim sprinting, I forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. That one's super easy. Just go to sprint, paste that in, connect swim fast to the sprint, swim normal to the release. If you want to add the manual locking, just copy that and close all these other things we don't need anymore. Oops. Yeah. We'll just set that to 0. That'll turn on and off the locking. We already added jump, swimming up and down. Add that in. I'm not, oh yeah, Q is already used. I'm not sure if E is. So we'll do R. I'm not sure if R is used either. So E, we swim up, R, we swim down. Manually lock with 0, that way we won't go up, we won't go down. Unlock it if we click it again. Go fast. And that's pretty much it. Hope this helped. It's pretty similar for all the projects. A couple extra steps just because of that camera. Like I said, the water is really easy to merge. You just gotta put an overlap event on an overlap box and run this event off the component. That event is what triggers everything. That plus the movement in the character. So I hope that helped. Thank you guys. If you like the project, please leave a review. It helps a lot. And feel free to join the Discord and let me know if you have any questions and how you like the tutorial. Thanks.